أهلا بحضراتكم مرة تانية، وبنستكمل حوارنا عن صربيا، دولة من دول جنوب شرق أوروبا. اتكلمنا في الحلقة اللي فاتت مع سعادة السفير عن عمق العلاقات بين مصر وصربيا والصداقة القوية بين الزعماء من صربيا وبين مصر، والتواجد المصري والحب للمصريين والثقافة الفرعونية اللي موجودة في صربيا. صربيا هي دولة جمهورية تصنف من دول البلقان، تقع في جنوب شرق أوروبا. تحد صربيا من الشمال دولة المغرب، بينما تحدها شرقا بلغاريا ورومانيا، وتحدها مقدونيا جنوبا، وغربا تحدها كل من دولة الجبل الأسود والبوسنة والهرسك وكرواتيا. عاصمة صربيا هي بلغراد، وهي دولة داخلية غير ساحلية. السياحة في جمهورية صربيا تعتمد أساسا على الريف الصربي بما فيه من قرى وجبال، كما توجد فيها الكثير من ينابيع المياه الحارة، والتي تشكل عاملا من عوامل زيادة السياحة العلاجية فيها. ومن أهم المدن الصربية التي تجذب السياح العاصمة بلغراد ومدينة نوفي ساد، حيث تمتاز هذه المدن بصخبها المعاكس لمناطق الريف الهادئة، حيث تقام فيها الكثير من المهرجانات العالمية كمهرجان العزف على البوق. النهارده بنستكمل حوارنا مع سعادة السفير يوغوسلاف فوكادنوفيتش، سفير صربيا بجمهورية مصر العربية. Nice to meet you again to talk about Serbia and Egypt. Shall we start about your diplomatic career to know more about the stations you were in, like Greece, like Nigeria, finally in Egypt. So talk to us about your this special topics.
Okay, thank you. But first of all, I would like to tell you that I'm coming from Kosovo and Metohija. I'm born in Kosovo and Metohija, born in capital Pristina. This is where I graduated, and I started my diplomatic career in Pristina. I was in the group for international cooperation in Pristina, in the borders of our autonomous province. And then in one period, I was transferred to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Belgrade. My first post was in the neighboring country, because, you know, even in any ministries in the world, the neighboring countries are the most important divisions. So I was very privileged to serve there. And unfortunately for me and for my family, I was posted to my neighboring country, ex-Yugoslavian Republic, and it's only 70 kilometers from my hometown.
So it's nice.
So
it's a preparation for your diplomatic career.
Yeah, of course.
It's the first station, so it's nice to be near.
But my family were not happy with that. They're telling me, what is a foreign country? You grew up, my family was there.
They want to change.
It's, of course, it was all the same, but it was, as you said, a great experience. Having in mind that the Northern Macedonia was a challenge at the time, everything was happening and very near. And to, at the time, Federal Republic of Yugoslavia. Unfortunately, I faced some other extraordinary situation at the time. It was a NATO campaign, it was a bombing of my country, and I was very close to see those planes coming from Skopje to Belgrade. When I said that neighboring country can be a privilege, it's also hard-working places, but I thought that it was the only country that I will be serving very nearly. But I went after that in Greece. I was Consul General in Thessaloniki when I spent my post of 4 years, and in that period, because in life nothing happens with no reason. This is why I find out those artifacts. I said it before about gifts of ruler of Egypt, Kalim Abu Malik, to my ruler, and that provoked me. And unfortunately, at that time, I didn't know that I will have a chance to expose to Egyptian side, to my country.
Give you good experience about Egypt,
of course,
and know more about Egypt.
I will tell you one more thing, talking about our curriculum in elementary school. We are Slavs by origin, but we never studied that hard other countries, like Slav countries, like Russian or Orthodox Greek Church or any other country that is very close to us. But referring those relation of Tito and Nasser, we studied Egyptian history. So talking about 4th grade or the 3rd grade in elementary school without knowledge of Tutankhamun mosque or a pharaonic period of Islam.
Nice. So
this was very normal.
The close friendship between the two presidents
reflecting even in our, it reflects on our educational system, because we studied Egyptian history parallelly with our own.
That's nice.
So it's also the privilege. I will give you also another information that is not information, it's a challenge. In my Ministry on Foreign Affairs since 1945, the most desirable posts were for any diplomat were Moscow, London, Washington and Cairo. And still it is. It's a question of a privilege. And that gives us even the answer why is that, because those 4 centers are more important in the world, and whatever is happening in the world, it's happening in those 4 centers. So I'm a privilege, I'm blessed, and alhamdulillah, I'm here.
Alhamdulillah, it's very nice word. You went also to Greece, to Nigeria, different culture, different style of living, lifestyle. What about this experience?
Yeah, of course. There is also a saying that when someone say I'm going home, that home is not anymore your own home, and it's never the same. Because whenever you go, you meet a lot of good people, you get a lot of new experience, and going back to your home, it's bringing all those people there. So your home is not anymore in that way. And my experience in Nigeria is also, I spent almost 6 years there. It was challenging for me, and I found out that Africa is the most beautiful place, talking about continents. And if anybody asks me, of course I don't have much more time to be in a position to choose, but I will never leave Africa. I will remain in Africa, because there is a saying, once in Africa, always in Africa.
It's fantastic nature there.
Of course, not only nature,
Africa.
not only nature, the people, and Egypt is the head of Africa. So for me, it's a privilege being here.
سعادة السفير، كلمني عن حياته الدبلوماسية والبلاد اللي راحها. بدأ بمقدونيا، وهي دولة قريبة جدا من صربيا، ودي كانت ان هو يبتدي بدولة قريبة، وأيضا انتقل العمل في جريس، وانتقل أيضا العمل في نيجيريا، وخد خبرات جيدة جدا في هذا المجتمع، ونقل لدولته هذه الخبرات. We talk culture and arts in Serbia. Shall we talk about arts? About chairing here in Cairo Opera many arts from Serbia, and what's about this cooperation in this field, because always art and culture are the main important things between two countries to operate and to introduce the country to the audience or the people of another country.
You are very right, but not only the culture and operas, and it's also sport, because sport
and sports also, I know there's a good relation in sports
field.
Yeah,
of course, I will give you some information, but talking about the culture, talking about opera, this is image of a country. When I said image of a country, presenting a country by culture, this is that always show the tradition and how strong country is. You see now in talking about the relation between our two countries, Egypt and Serbia, even in that situation we have excellent cooperation, because prima ballerina of opera in Cairo is your daughter-in-law. She's an Egyptian. She's Anya Anchin, she's prima ballerina, and 5 other ballerinas are from Serbia. So the most opera from Belgrade. It's now presenting and performing in Cairo.
In Cairo, yeah.
So it's only in the culture field. So I've been attending few shows, and also I'm very proud that Serbian professional ballerinas are engaged in the opera house.
So we'll go to Indonesia, and we will see the celebration of the National Day, then we'll come back to Serbia. ننتقل أعزائي المشاهدين للاحتفال بالعيد الوطني لإندونيسيا، وهذا الاحتفال الجميل ولقاءات متعددة من خلال كاميرا جناب السفير، ونرجع لحضراتكم مرة ثانية. معانا السيد مخلصان جلال الدين من الإدارة السياسية بالسفارة الإندونيسية بجمهورية مصر العربية. أهلا بحضرتك، وكل عام وإندونيسيا بخير.
أهلا وسهلا، وكل عام وأنتم بخير.
نتكلم عن الإدارة السياسية بالسفارة، ونتكلم عن دوركم النهاردة والتنظيم للاحتفال بالعيد الوطني الإندونيسي.
طبعا العيد الوطني الإندونيسي طبعا هناك أثر كبير من جمهورية مصر العربية، خصوصا أن العلاقة بين الدولتين علاقة قديمة جدا، حتى أن أولى دولة اللي تعترف باستقلال إندونيسيا هو جمهورية مصر العربية. فلذلك مناسبة عيد القومي الإندونيسي طبعا مناسبة مهمة جدا للارتقاء بمستوى العلاقة بين الدولتين إندونيسيا ومصر.
أعزائي المشاهدين، وإحنا من داخل سفارة إندونيسيا بجمهورية مصر العربية، يسعدنا أن يكون معنا السيد أبو نصار البخاري، أحد المسؤولين بإدارة الإعلام والثقافة بالسفارة الإندونيسية. أهلا بحضرتك، وكل عام وإندونيسيا بخير.
أهلا، شكرا لحضرتك. أهلا.
أستاذ أبو نصار، يمكن أنا عايزة أتكلم على الوضع في السفارة الإندونيسية ووجودها هنا في القاهرة، ويعني هذا العيد الوطني اللي بتحتفلوا به النهاردة.
طيب، السفارة الإندونيسية بتحتفل سنويا بالعيد الوطني، وفي الحقيقة أن العيد الوطني الإندونيسيا يقع في يوم 17 أغسطس، بس السفارة الإندونيسية بتتعود تحتفل في مناسبة عيد الوطني وهذه الحفلة عبارة عن حفلة عبارة عن الفرح طبعا لكل الشعب الإندونيسي. فطبعا إن الحكومة الإندونيسية وشعبها عايزين نشارك أو نتشارك مع أشقائنا من المصريين وأيضا من الدول الأخرى في هذه المناسبة المسرورة والسعيدة لنا خاصة كشعب الإندونيسي.
ابو نصار، يمكن انا عايزه اتكلم عن الزي الجميل اللي حضرتك النهارده بترتديه، وانا شايفه خلال الاحتفال النهارده ووجودنا في السفاره الجو الاندونيسي الجميل مع مزيج من الضيوف من مصر ومن مختلف دول العالم وبالطبع من اندونيسيا، والزي مستحوذ على عدد كبير من الاندونيسيين اللي موجودين هنا. كلمني واشرح لي الزي ده، يعني انتم مشهورين طبعا بالتطريز والشغل الجميل ده.
نعم، الزي أنا لبسته هو الزي أو اللبس التقليدي من جزيرة جاوا وبالتحديد محافظة جاوا الوسطى. طبعا أنه هذا الزي هو زي يلبسها العريس في محافظة جاوا الوسطى، وهذا اللبس تم لبسها في المناسبات التقليدية الموجودة في تلك المحافظة، ومصنوعة من الخام الخاص من تلك المحافظة، وطبعا معمولة بالدقة من قبل المحترفين في هذا المجال في صناعة الملابس التقليدية في اندونيسيا. والنهارده السفارة الإندونيسية بتعرض لكل الحضور في حفلتنا الليلة جزء من ثقافة جزيرة جاوا، يعني كل الملابس وكل الديكوريشنز وكل العروض الثقافية اللي سوف بتعرض في هذه الحفلة هي مأخوذة من ثقافة جزيرة جاوا.
رجعنا لحضراتكم مرة تانية وسفير صربيا بجمهورية مصر العربية. We will talk now about the sports cooperation between Serbia and Egypt.
Of course, this is one of the fields that I also put a lot of efforts to upgrade and to do the better relation. But I'm very happy and I'm very satisfied what happened so far. I'm a year and a half in Egypt, and in that period, it happens that most of the coaches talking about water polo sports, including football. The newcomer of new coach in Zamalek is Mr. Micho Sredojevic, one of the very famous African coaches, and this is one of the moments that we can say that our relation is fruitful and good. Serbia is a very small country. We're about 8.5 million people at the moment, and with the diaspora about 2 million abroad, so we are a 10.5 million people nation. But talking about sport, we are well known, and we are very famous. We are an Olympic, world, European champion in water polo. We don't even have a sea. So we got some links with the Egyptian Association of Water Polo. So at this very moment, coach of Al Ahly is Dejan Jovic, Serbian coach. Coach of shooting club is a Serbian coach. Coach of Madi Water Polo Club is a Serbian coach. So this is the best way of expressing how much we are paying attention on the sport cooperation. Our national team, the team that I was saying that are world, Olympic, European champions, have preparation in Hurghada. So this was also a chance for Egyptian water polo players and association to have good contacts with our coaches, to exchange experience, to have some seminars. And as there is a Chinese saying, I won't give you fish, but I will teach you fishing. We are trying not to bring our players to Egypt, but we want to train and give good tips to Egyptian water polo coaches. And I have to be very honest, when I came to Egypt, I promised to President Sisi that I wish during my mandate that Egypt will become in top 5 in water polo.
We hope so.
So this is what I'm working on a hard way, and 4 coaches at this very moment in Egypt are Serbians.
الحقيقة اتكلمنا عن التعاون في مجال الرياضة بين الدولتين، وان طبعا صربيا متفوقين في الكرة المائية، وقد ايه هنا المدربين هيساعدوا الفريق المصري ان هو يتفوق في هذه اللعبة، وده اللي تعهد بيه سعادة السفير. So we talk about the lifestyle and about food, the main dish in Serbia.
Serbia is a very popular destination for the neighboring countries. As I told you, a lot of Europeans are coming because I have to make one very parallel thing, because Cairo and Belgrade are very similar. We are having 2 cities. One is on the Nile and the other one is on the biggest European river, Danube. We also have a lot of boats. Those boats are 24/7. with a lot of program. We also have boats dedicated to Egypt. There are shisha bars, there are belly dancers, and that nightlife lives, as I said, 24/7, and most of the European countries are coming to enjoy. What we don't have in Serbia is cruisers and what you are doing with your boats and
night cruise.
We don't have cruisers because Danube it is the biggest river in Europe, but we didn't pay that much attention. So we can learn from Egyptian side, or we need some advices, or we need somebody to interfere to help us in promoting the life on the water. We also just exchanging the experience, but we need that to be more serious than it is right now.
What about the main dish in Serbia and
we are a continental.
Ingredients of it.
Of course, this is a mixture. This is the mixture of cuisine, because we are specific. We are mostly a country consuming the vegetables and meat. This is very well known. But of course, there is an influence of Hungarians, whose cuisine is very specific. We also have influence of Turkey. We've been 500 years under the Ottoman Empire, so the Greece is very near. We are Italians are across the sea, so all those influences reflected on our culture, but mostly we do have the mixture of that all. For me personally, I'm in love with Egyptian food, but I don't know, maybe it's not a place or to say, but I'm in love with akawi and kawara.
I will ask you about this akawi kawara. You are specialized.
They're my main food.
ساعات السفير بيفضل العكاوي والكوارع أكلته المفضلة. It's very nice.
But akawi from Aswan, this one I prefer.
Aswan especially. It's a different taste, yeah?
No, because the tails coming from Aswan are quite different than any other parts.
I are specialized, let's say that. We can't complete our program today without talking about the military cooperation, which is always between Egypt and Serbia.
Also reflects our constant contacts, frequent exchange of experts in the military field, and of course the relation between two Ministry of Defense. This is something that is going continuously since 1956. This is something that, of course, embassies are providing. We do have also military attaches in our embassy that are working specifically on certain issues or kind of details, but embassy are providing the frequent visits. Also, the last year Egypt organized the expo in the military equipment when Serbia took the place. And there are so many complementary things that our Ministry of Defense are doing, so that means we can exchange our experience, know-how technologies, and maybe some joint projects.
Thank you for this program. I really interested in the deep relations between Serbia and Egypt, and thank you for your attendance here.
Thank you very much for inviting me. It was a pleasure.
I hope you enjoy your stay in Cairo.
Of course, and I want to invite you to Belgrade so you will see how the Belgrade looks like.
You stay with your family here?
Yes, actually, in my period of life, I'm now only with my wife because my kids are grown up, they're married. Yeah. My son is married with a family, my daughter is married with a family, they come just to visit. But yes, if I can say that wife is a family, yes, I'm with wife.
Of course. Welcome here. الحقيقة سعادة السفير كلمنا عن التعاون في مجال الإنتاج الحربي ما بين مصر وما بين صربيا، لأنه تعاون ممتد وقديم، وهو بيأمل أنه في الفترة اللي جاية يكون أكتر وأفضل. والحقيقة لما سألته كمان عن حياته الشخصية وهل هو مستمتع ببقائه في مصر، فقال جدا أنا مستمتع. الحقيقة أولادي مكونين أسر وعايشين بالخارج، لكن أنا وزوجتي موجودين هنا، وإحنا العيلة اللي موجودة مستمتعين جدا بإقامتنا في مصر. جميل التعاون ما بين الدول وبعضها، وجميل أن مصر ليها مكانة في قلوب كل الشعوب اللي موجودة في العالم. النهاردة اتكلمنا عن صربيا، واتكلمنا عن التعاون بين صربيا وبين مصر في مجالات كثيرة جدا، وعرفنا كتير عن المجتمع في صربيا. بنشكر سعادة السفير يوغوسلاف فوكادانوفيتش، سفير جمهورية صربيا بجمهورية مصر العربية. Thank you sir. بنشكركم أعزائي المشاهدين، دايما استنونا، وكل ما نعرفه عن العالم وعن علاقات مصر بالعالم من خلال جناب السفير. فإلى اللقاء.